What is going on? Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. First of all, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, please leave a thumbs up button for your boy to support the show. And listen, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. It is that perfect time of year. It is the time of year that we all been waiting for, and it's to watch my guy, Jimmy Butler, flip that switch and show what he's all about, man. Playoff Jimmy is here. Playoff Jimmy has arrived. It's the best time of year, Heat fans. And I know for sure, despite the hard regular season that it was to kind of watch as a Heat fan with the ups and downs, with the inconsistent play, you got Jimmy Butler in and out the lineup, with dealing with injury. You have Tyler Hero with yet another injury. You have Bam Adebayo make the All-Star game, which was cool, but still inconsistent play, man. You see this Heat season was just ridiculous. I mean, you got a lot of highs, but then you got a lot of lows, and ultimately, we sit here in a place where we were last year, and that's 8th place in the Eastern Conference, having to play in the damn play-in again. But let me tell you something. Us Heat fans know better. Nobody wants to play us in a 7-game series. There's no way in hell. That is a damn fact. I don't care how ugly this Heat season's been. I don't care what they say about this team plays better against us. This team owns us this year. Porzingis this, Porzingis that. Giannis and Dame this, Giannis and Dame that. Joel's the MVP. It doesn't matter. Yo, these other fans and these other teams are just trying to tell themselves this. But in reality, they don't want to see us. I don't care what Boston's record is. Boston don't want to play us in a 7-game series. Milwaukee, they got Dame and Giannis coming back, all that shit. Oh, rematch. They don't want to play us. All right, the Knicks? Really? Oh, they're the second seed. This time is different. They want revenge. Brunson has taken it up another level. They've added OG. They've added Bogdanovich. I'm sorry, but this is the same Knicks team that we washed off last year. Please, don't get me started. None of these teams want to play the Miami Heat, and that has to be the best feeling. It is for me, so I'm pretty sure it is for you guys as well as Heat fans, if you are a Heat fan listening to this channel, because what better feeling it is to know that a team is scared of you, yo. Like this, there's teams that are scared to play the Miami Heat, and it's plain and simple. The same reasons why. We just play harder. We play together. We have great chemistry. We hustle. We're physical. We know how to play the game. We have one of the best coaches in the Eastern Conference, let alone the NBA, who knows how to make adjustments, who knows how to throw different defenses. Listen, I feel so confident in this Heat team. And I've said this on my show before. And the reason why I feel so confident in this Heat team has nothing to do with the way they played over the regular season. Although I do like the emergence of Jaime Jaquez. He hit the rookie wall a little bit, but overall, I think he had a pretty solid season. I do love him as a player. I think he's going to be great for the Miami Heat going forward. I do love the addition of Terry Rozier, which I'll talk about later on in this episode here. But if I had confidence in the Heat team last year to do what they did, I would be stupid not to believe again this year. Because to me, even though the chemistry kind of dropped off because you got rid of some players, I think the talent is better. You got Terry Rozier, all right? He can put the ball in the hole. You've added Jaime Jaquez, right? That's another player who's plug and play and instantly ready. You got a leap from Bam, all right? You got Jimmy, obviously. I mean, come on. And then you have Duncan Robinson, who wasn't even really part of the rotation last year like that, who's also had an amazing season for Duncan Robinson standards. So if I believed in them last year, best believe I'm believing them this year. And if you don't believe in the Miami Heat, then I'm sorry, but how many times have people been down the road where they doubt the Miami Heat and the Miami Heat just shock people? This is what they do. This is when they come around. But let's talk about the play-in game. So we're set for Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in Philly for the 7 and 8 matchup, where the Heat will play the 76ers in Philly. And this is going to be an absolute treat to watch because there's a lot of storylines going on in this one. You got the season series, which is 2-2. All right. So, but honestly, you can't always look at that stuff because throughout the season, people are missing. You got an injured Joel Embiid here and there. You got Jimmy sitting out a couple games here and there. You got Tyler out. Regular season stuff, it just doesn't matter. You can't really put that into consideration. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I think this game, if there's keys to the game, I would have to start with number one for the Miami Heat to win this game, which I do think they will, by the way. It starts with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is the leader of this team. Jimmy Butler is the reason why the Miami Heat will get far. This is what happens. Playoff Jimmy is a real thing. When Jimmy Butler is able to control the game the way he does in the playoffs, I think that's the key. That's number one, the key to success for the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler. And it's not only about scoring, guys. It's about his defense. It's about his playmaking. It's about his rebounding. It's his way to get to the free throw line, kind of to slow down the game and just play smart, high IQ basketball, which we've seen time and time again. Sometimes you'll have Jimmy score over 20 against the Philadelphia 76ers, and it looks like it's not that much because it's only 20. But if you look at his assists, you look at the times he gets to the free throw line, like he's honestly manipulating the game, which is the key, number one key. I think the second key is going to be obviously slow down that big fella. I mean, Joel Embiid is obviously he was the MVP last year. He's a force to be reckoned with, and the dude is a freaking problem. I mean, this is a dude that could hit the three. He could pull up from the mid-range. You've seen that by the free throw line time and time again. He can post you up. He can rebound, and he play makes this year. Like in this Nick Nurse system, Joel Embiid has become a little bit of a playmaker, so keep an eye on that. But ever since Joel's return from his injury, I don't know about y'all, but he don't look like the same Joel, man. Like he does not look like that Joel Embiid that was kind of like running through with this MVP race in the beginning of the season. He doesn't look as dominant, as fast. You've seen him go to the locker room a couple times. You see him, he didn't play the season finale. People say it's for rest and things like that, but he doesn't really look like Joel Embiid. And how could you ask that? I mean, this is a dude that the injury was pretty bad. Did he come back too soon? I thought he was going to sit out the whole season because I'm just like, what point would it make for Joel Embiid to come back and, hurt your future? Because they do have some flexibility going forward for the next coming season, but that's neither here or there. I don't think Joel is healthy. Like, I really don't. Like, seeing how dominant he is, something seems to be off there. But listen, this is the playoffs. You're not going to feel bad for nobody here. You're going to take advantage. If you're going to go ahead and put your player out there on the court, you're going to take advantage of that. That is their problem, their situation. He got to do what they got to do. So Bam, I expect Bam to be physical with Joel Embiid and just be a pest. Pretty much just get up to him, man. Make life difficult from him. Send him with a couple double teams. Like, do what you have to do. They've done this before in the past. All right, because these two teams did play in the playoffs a couple of years back. And look at Joel's stats. I mean, against the Miami Heat in the playoffs, he scored under 24 points. 24, it was the max. So under 25 in every single game. This is Joel Embiid, a guy who averages over 30 points and can get 30 points easily. The Heat have held him under 25 points in each of the times they played each other in the playoffs. I think that's big time. I think that's Spoelstra. Spoelstra knows. I think that's Bam. It's all of it. It's all of the moving parts. The Miami Heat are a team that is similar to kind of like the New England Patriots in a way. And I'm sorry, I'm a Dolphin fan, so I hate to reference the Patriots here, but they're kind of like the Patriots where the Miami Heat want to take away your best player and make it really difficult. That's kind of their goal. They did that against the Knicks. Jalen Brunson does not dominate against the Miami Heat. Joel Embiid doesn't dominate against the Miami Heat. Like the stats show it. When push comes to shove, I don't care. Like some regular season games here and there, sure, but playoffs is when it really matters, man. And the Heat have shown to stop that. So stopping Joel Embiid will be key number 2. And key number 3 for me is who else but Jimmy? Who else is going to pick up the scoring load? I say pressure-wise, it's on Tyler Hero. I mean, Tyler Hero's gotten hurt in the playoffs. He's a guy who's been relied upon and just keeps on getting hurt. He's a guy that can score. He averaged over 20 points a game this season. But I think the pressure's too much on Tyler. I think the third key, the X factor, is Terry Rozier. This is a guy who you brought in and gave up a first round pick for. This is a guy who can score consistently. This is a guy who can put the ball in a hole and just, he scored over 20 both times against the Sixers this year when he was with Miami. I expect him to have a big series. I think Terry Rozier is going to be that guy to kind of help Jimmy with the scoring load. Hopefully Tyler Hero does his thing, but the pressure seems really high, man. And here's what Jimmy has done against the Sixers in the last time they played in the playoffs. 32 points, 23 points, 40 points, 33, 22. Look at the rebounds. Look at the assists. I mean, this is a guy that, like I said, playoff Jimmy is a real thing. Playoff Jimmy knows how to dominate and knows what it takes to beat the 76ers, man. I love the Heat in this series. No bias. Like, put the bias aside. Put the homer aside. I like the Heat in this play-in game to get the 7th seed and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. So if you're a bettor, bet the Miami Heat. Why not? Joel is not 100%. The Heat dominate Philly, okay? When push comes to shove, just like we did in the playoffs last time. Jimmy dominates Philly. Jimmy is coming for blood, especially on the road. All right? We're the Miami Heat. It's time to flip the switch. Check your guts at the door. The Heat got this. I love the Heat in this matchup. Like I said, I think the Heat win this game. And most likely, that would mean that we will see a 2-7 matchup with the Miami Heat playing the New York Knicks at the Garden on Saturday, which is going to be a treat for itself. Best believe we'll have another video previewing that. But that's my take, guys. I think the Heat will win on Wednesday. I think it's time. And let's say worst case scenario, we lose, which I doubt. We're definitely going to win the next one. But we're here for 7. We're getting that 7th spot. And we are coming for the New York Knicks. Listen, it's the best time, Heat fans. Time to pump your chest out. Time to get excited. Time to flip the switch. Playoff Jimmy has arrived. It's time to go back to the finals and take what's ours, man. How far will Jimmy take the Miami Heat? First of all, like I said, Philly, Jimmy owns them. The Knicks, Jimmy owns them too. We saw what we did to the Knicks last year. Is that really a threat? And then you got some momentum going into round 2. Like I said, ain't nobody trying to see the Heat in a 7-game series, because this team right here, if this team was good enough to make it to the finals last year, this team is improved. And I think Jimmy Butler can take us all the way there. We're not scared of Milwaukee. We're not scared of Boston. We're not scared of New York. We're damn sure not scared of Cleveland. And we're not scared of Philly, who's in front of us right now. Listen, gut check at the door. Let's go Heat. It's that time.